Hi everyone, Little House of Lights here. Today I will be doing a tutorial for this modern light fixture. I promise it's super easy and there's no wiring involved. Come follow along with me. Alright, let's get started. And to do that, you'll need a regular battery-operated tea light, and the first thing we need to do is disassemble it. To dismantle the tea light, the first thing you need to do is remove the battery. Just take off the backing and pry out the battery. Next, pull out the insides of the tea light. And finally, you'll need to pull off the little plastic bulb. There you go, all done. Now we have just a round plastic shell of the tea light, but inside are these little walls, and we need to remove them. So I'm going to take a pair of clippers and just snip out the little walls. It's plastic, so it's really easy. Snip, snip, snip all the way around. I'm going to be using a wooden skewer to attach the light to the ceiling mount. To do this, I will need to drill 2 holes into the top of the tea light for the wooden skewer to fit in. I'm using a pin vise hand drill to drill the holes in the top of the tea light. This was kind of tricky to do, so I had to turn it around a bunch of different ways to get through it. An easier way would have been to use a Dremel or a power drill. I got there in the end though, and the skewer fits in the hole perfectly. Now I'm going to mark how high I want the light fixture to extend from the ceiling mount. I'm using easy cutters to cut the skewer where I marked into 2 pieces of equal lengths. Now I'm going to paint both of the skewers black with matte black acrylic paint. Now I can start on the main part of the light fixture. I'm using a small wooden dowel for the pieces that will go around the tea light shell. I'm going to mark with a pencil how tall I want the pieces to be, and then I'm going to cut them out with my easy cutters. I'm just lining up the piece I cut to size with the rest of the wooden dowel and cutting them so they're all the same height. You'll need somewhere around 28 to 30 of these little pieces, depending on how far apart you space them. Next, I'm going to glue all of the little pieces around the shell of the tea light. My favorite glue to use for this is Loctite Super Glue with gel control. It gives a really good and quick hold, but you still have a couple of seconds to move the pieces around a little bit so you can tell that they're all at the same height. There we go, putting the last piece in place, and I think it looks really pretty. Now I'm going to brush the outer pieces of the wood with clear gloss varnish. This will help protect the wood, and it'll also make it look more finished. Now we can start on the ceiling plate. I'm using a wooden piece that I had in my scrap pile, but you can get these on Amazon as well. I'm going to put it inside the light fixture and flip it upside down and then mark with a pencil where I should drill the holes. I started out using my pin vise hand drill to drill the holes, but it was pretty difficult, so I broke out my Dremel and used that instead. Then I painted the wood piece black with the same matte black acrylic paint that I used to paint the skewers. Now it's time for my favorite part. We get to light it up. I'm using these micro LED push button puck lights. You can get them on Amazon and I love them. They're great because there's no wiring involved and they're very bright. They have a backing you can peel off to make them sticky, but I don't want to do that because I need to be able to take the puck light out of the fixture to change the batteries in the future. So I'm just going to use some museum putty to stick the light into the fixture. Press down and it should stick, and then you'll be able to get it out later. We're almost done. Now let's assemble the light. I'm using gel super glue to glue the skewers into the holes on the top of the light fixture. Just press and stick. Now both skewers are glued into the light fixture, and I can glue the other end of them into the ceiling fixture. Just a dot of super glue is enough, and then push. I like to be able to move my lights around in the dollhouse, so I'm using a magnet to affix the light to the ceiling. These are 1 millimeter thick neodymium earth magnets. They're very thin, but very strong, so your light fixture will sit as flush to the ceiling as possible, but they can also hold really heavy light fixtures. And there we go. That's it. We did it. It's all done, and I think it looks really nice. Let's see how it looks in the dollhouse. So here's the dollhouse, and you can already see the little magnet I have attached to the ceiling here. Now I can just bring in the light, and it will attach securely to the ceiling with the magnet. Now for the grand finale. Let's turn it on and see how it looks. I love it. Thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe to my YouTube.